Gail Foley here. I want to talk to you a minute today about how you learn. Do you prefer to do it yourself, or do you prefer to find a mentor? Do you go to seminars? What do you do? Well, here's been my path. I went from being a secretary of 24 years to getting into social work, being a caseworker. And ironically, I thought when I got into that job that I would do what I've always done, figure things out on my own. Okay? Well, I get my first review, and let me tell you, first of all, going from being a secretary to that arena, I had 3 months of training, sitting next to someone that taught me day in and day out. And when I was given my office, the files were literally stacked to the ceiling on top of a file cabinet. They said that they said that most people walk out for lunch and never come back. I gotta tell you, I sat there totally, eyes crossed, totally depressed. What do I do? It's only one thing to do. You eat the elephant one bite at a time. So I started with one file at a time. My review came up, and I got a C. I think they were A, B, and C, like school. And I got this C on my review, and I didn't understand it. So I said to my supervisor, I said, I don't understand. Why did I get a C? He said, because you never ask any questions. I said, what I don't understand. He says, Gail, you've never done this job before. You don't know everything, and how are you going to learn if you don't ask questions? Well, okay then. I went back and I asked questions every day, all the time, constantly. I just asked questions. Even though I knew I could figure it out, I asked questions. My review the next time was an A plus. I didn't understand why that was so important, but it changed what I did. I asked questions. That job wasn't very long-lived because I ended up moving to a whole different state. The next time a situation occurred that I was transitioning from, I went back to being a secretary. When I left being a secretary at that time and went into a job, I went from being a secretary and knowing that job to a job I had no clues on. I went into selling advertising. And here's what happened with this job. Nobody showed me how to do anything. Nobody welcomed my questions. I took 2 years learning that job. Became known as Golden Girl of Advertising after a while, so I guess I taught myself pretty good, but oh my gosh, had I had a mentor, I could have been a lot further along, a lot faster. Okay, skip ahead to another time. I get into timeshare. There's lots of pieces in between, but I gotta keep this short. I get into timeshare, and I'm back believing I gotta teach myself this. Well, I was taken off the line after a short time and said, you need to go into training. So I sat in a room. I watched a video for 1 straight week, every day, all day, and asked to be put back in the sales force. And I went out and became on the power line because I followed that training. So once again, I'm back learning a whole new gig. And let me tell you, I find it so much easier having a mentor, following someone that's laid all those breadcrumbs out for me to learn how to be a podcast talk show host. So that's my lesson for today, is if you want to get there faster in your dreams, find someone to follow. Ask the questions. Get in there and learn from someone that's already done all the hard work of learning it. And as I close for my little moment today, please do me a big favor. Pass on a smile. You will change someone's life because it is so contagious. Go out and find a mentor. Go to my page, in fact, GailFoleyShow.com, and there's resource selection there. And I've got my mentors listed. So, again, subscribe to my channel here. Go to the GailFoleyShow.com. I'd love to have comments, and I'd love to have shares. Thank you. Goodbye.